Today's Bible story is the story of Esau and Jacob. Why are you giggling, Francis John? You played a trick on your friend Wexton. What did you do? You know he didn't like spiders, so you put a plastic spider on top of his honey and he thought it was real. Oh, poor Wexton. Well, in our Bible story today, we hear the story about a trick that Jacob played on his father Isaac and brother Esau. Are you ready for our Bible story today? The story of Esau and Jacob.
Isaac grew up and married a woman called Rebekah. Rebekah gave birth to twin boys, Esau and Jacob. Because Esau was born first, he would one day be given all the things that God had promised his grandfather Abraham and father Isaac. The boys grew up. Esau was very hairy. He loved being outdoors and was a skilled hunter. Jacob was a quiet man who stayed at home. Isaac's favourite son was Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob best. One day, while Jacob was cooking some soup, Esau came in from hunting. He was hungry and said to Jacob, "I'm starving. Give me some of that soup." Jacob answered, "I will give it to you if you give up your rights as the firstborn child and let me be called the firstborn child instead." Esau said, "All right, I don't care. I'm starving. Just let me have some of your soup." "First promise," said Jacob, "that I can have the rights as the firstborn child." "I promise," said Esau. Then Jacob gave Esau the soup. Isaac grew old and could no longer see. One day he sent for Esau. "I'm getting old and soon I will die. Take your bow and arrows, go out into the country and kill an animal for me. Cook some of that tasty food that I like and bring it to me. As you are the oldest child, after I've eaten it, I will give you my final blessing and ask God to give you all the things God has promised." While Isaac was talking to Esau, Rebekah was listening. So when Esau went out to hunt, she said to Jacob, "I've just heard your father say to Esau, 'Bring me some of the food that I like. After I've eaten it, I will give you my blessing as the eldest child.'" "Now, Jacob," Rebekah said, "listen to me and do what I say. Go and get two fat young goats so that I can cook them and make some of that food your father likes so much. You can take it to him to eat, and he will give you his blessing instead." But Jacob said to his mother, "You know that Esau is a hairy man, but I have smooth skin. Perhaps my father will touch me and find out I'm playing a trick on him." "Don't worry," said Rebekah. "Just do as I say." Jacob got the goats, and Rebekah cooked the kind of food that Isaac liked. Then she put some of Esau's clothes on Jacob, and she put the skins of the goats on his arms and on his neck to make him feel hairy. Then Jacob took the food and went to his father and said, "Father." "Yes," Isaac answered. "Which of my sons are you?" "I'm your older son, Esau." Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come closer so that I can touch you. Are you really Esau?" Jacob moved closer to his father, who felt him and said, "Your voice sounds like Jacob's voice, but your arms feel like Esau's arms." He did not recognize Jacob because his arms were hairy like Esau's. Isaac said, "Bring me some of the meat. After I eat it, I will give you my blessing." So Isaac blessed Jacob and gave him, instead of Esau, all the things that God promised to him, to the firstborn child. Just after Jacob had left, Esau came to his father. "Here I am, father. I've brought you some of the food you like. Please eat it and give me your blessing." "Who are you?" said Isaac. Esau said, "I'm your firstborn son Esau." Isaac told Esau that Jacob had tricked him. "I've given my blessing to Jacob," Isaac said. "He now has your rights as the firstborn child." Esau went away very angry and wanted to kill Jacob. Rebekah called Jacob and told him that Esau wanted to kill him. She told him to run away and go and stay with her brother, his uncle Laban, until it was safe to come home.
In our story we heard about the twins Esau and Jacob, and how Jacob's trick meant that their father Isaac blessed Jacob, giving him all the things that God had promised, instead of to Esau, who was the firstborn child. I wonder, has anyone ever played a trick on you, or have you played a trick on someone else? How did it make them or you feel? You may like to close your eyes and think about that now. I'm going to say a prayer, and if you'd like to make it your prayer too, please say amen at the end after me. Dear God, you love both Esau and Jacob and were sad at what happened. I'm sorry for things I do that make other people sad. Please forgive me. Amen. What's that, Francis John? You were going to say sorry to Wexton because you think that as he's scared of spiders, it was not very nice putting one in his honey. I think you might be right there. But maybe next time you could put some plastic flies in his honey instead. Francis John. Well, thank you for joining us today for our story, the story of Esau and Jacob. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye and God bless.